Hello there, we're continuing the Strife and Grimbone walkthrough. This is the creation of a module for Foundry VTT in Pathfinder 2nd edition, and we had got to the point where in this chamber the Bullfolk champion challenged the PCs. Let's edit this journal page. So now what we need to do is add in the Bullfolk champion. So we'll use as a base a Bullfolk boss, I think. Duplicate that. And we can change the image first. We can view the little versions of the image and maybe make it a little bit bigger for me. There's the image we want there. And we'll make a token. What would be a good frame for them? And reverse the order of the images and have him maybe just small enough that you can get a glimpse of his weapon. Okay, he's going to be size large. Boss champion. Update him. Right, we're making him creature level 7. And his perceptions, I'll leave that unchanged. Skills. Intimidation 13, I think. Survival's not relevant. And he'll have as an item a +1 striking great axe, so we'll edit this. So PCs have got some runes to play with. So generate an attack from that one. Oh, well, we just mechanically do it here. So what's the next thing to do? Armor class, keep it unchanged. Hit points, keep them unchanged. Maybe add a bit more hit points. And yeah, keep those unchanged. And his melee. Actually, what I'll do briefly is just check the what I ought to be doing for a level 7 creature. So I've got, I'm not showing it, but I've got Archives of Nethers up. And I'm just double checking I've got sensible things for level 7. The con +6. Fair enough. Perception, moderate, 15. Skills, +17 would be high, and 15 would be moderate. Done. Armor class, we want that to be fairly low. Let's make it very low, 22. Well, 24 is moderate. Let's keep it at that. Saving throws, fortitude would be +18 for high. Reflex, 15, and will, we made that low, 12. Hit points, I'll keep that at 120, that's kind of moderate, and up top end of moderate, and then the attack bonus, so 18 would be high, keep it at that. And the damage, for high is 2d10 +9, but he's got a great axe and it's two-handed. Yeah, just keep it a little bit high. And then the horn, 2d8 plus 2d8 +8, yeah, that fits. Okay, that's going to be fine. We don't need to worry about perfect orienteering. Hunted Fear is not relevant either, because he's not in a maze. Let's keep it like that. Okay, that's our Bullfolk champion. We'll put him there. And Bullfolk champion combat. Here's attack of opportunity, which means you can use this reaction to strike a striding PC as they move from 10 feet away to 5 feet away. You demoralize really. And then the axe swipe. if there are two opponents in range, just check, do they need to be next to each other? Yeah. Right, so that's his combat. Make a line. We should maybe have a change this at the front here. If the PCs were silent entering here, the bullfolk leader is in his quarters to the west. Loud noise such as trying to open the north or east double doors will alert him, and he will charge into the antechamber and issue his challenge. Right. The north double doors are locked with an average lock. Check how that looks. Yep. The bullfoot leader has the key. The east double doors have been hastily altered with inferior craftsmanship to add a heavy bar on this side. A sign is placed on the door in the same script as the other signs in these mines. Nemo's script. So we'll enter that image. It'll be on a wooden background. There. And we'll keep it in the middle. Oh, it's disappeared. Could have added another line instead. Put it in again. Now we've got our line below as well. The bar has a lock preventing it from being lifted. This is an average lock. 4 successes DT25 to open. Well, there we go. We can copy this. Nemo has the only key on his desk. The door seems noticeably colder than the rest of the room. On a DC 15 checker searching the door, a faint garlic smell is noticed. They've been warding it against evil. Just a second. Specifically warding it against vampires. And that's that. And we'll do the bullfolk leader's quarters now. There. So the door might be open if the bullfolk had already come out. Oh. That's some green there. The small Spartan chamber has a huge dirty bed nearly taking up the whole south wall. Doesn't really, does it? Against the south wall, an iron chest sits in front of it. Piles of hay, some on a rack, line the opposite wall. The bullfoot leader will be resting asleep on his bed if the PCs were quiet in areas K48 and K49. Otherwise he will already have been encountered. In the chest are 800 copper pieces. The bullfoot leader has amassed to redistribute fairly among his troops. More valuable items are sent back to his tribe in the swamp. There is a clay tablet placed neatly, you surmise reverentially, inside the lid of the chest, and upon it is written in ancient Thessalonian. Something. The cow elders charge you, our champion, to serve the outsider wizard, to act as his bodyguard and protect the bullfolk. Thus you will repay the honour debt of the tribe for the gift of new weapons and oil fire. And we should add in the treasure here. Okay. Loot. Nice big iron chest. Champion's chest. And we had 800 copper. And no gold. No bloodstone. No feather stepstone. And a stone tablet. Maybe we'll use that image. maybe see if there's a better image in the same. And let's just stick the image in here again so the PCs can refer to it. Okay. And then put it in here, and there we go, we've got it done. So we have the champion's chest there, drag it there, make it invisible, and reveal it when you want to. Oh, need to change the token name. We'll just check it has what it's supposed to have. Yeah, that's done. Just finally edit this again to drag it in there as well. Okay. And the next area is the library. Oh, I'd mentioned the throne. There's nothing special about the throne, is there? That's where he sits and gives orders. Right. Let me add a little bit here. You enter a similarly sized chamber, but this one is comfortably furnished as a living room. A plush carpet lies on the stone floor on which stands a burning brazier, giving the room a pleasant warmth. Bookcases line the walls, and there are two stuffed upholstered reading chairs, one facing you and the other facing away. Metal. Two doors of typical Thessalonian design exit the chamber to the north. Need to add our lines, don't we? Oh dear. Make that line not in the block quote. You can add a line here. Another line there. Another line there. Suddenly, a small robed figure darts at supernatural speed from the chair facing away from you towards the door to the left. At the same time, the door opens by itself and then slams shut again behind the figure. So this is to attract them to the trap. Nemo has just cast invisibility on himself and an illusory scene of himself running to the left door, when in fact the illusion masks him running through the right door just afterwards. I think it will change that. And he'll be in his room the whole time. So and Nemo gets a reaction to counter this disbelief with a +16 deception check. I might clarify that a bit. The false door on the left is trapped with poison gas. So we do a poison gas trap. Let's see if we got a version in the compendium. Got a caustic gas trap hazard level 9. Let's edit that. Poison gas trap. And we're making it complex. For the poison trait. Is this 7? The stealth DC I've got is +17 or 27. Change it to expert. What have I done there? Edit it. Description. On trying to open the door or damage the door, a trigger releases poison gas like that of a cloud kill spell from a nozzle in the center of the ceiling. The poison gas fills the room and dissipates after, we'll just take 1 minute. save all. So we got E34 DC 27. To deactivate the trap and then realize the door is false. Routine. One action per turn, re-clarify. The gas does 3d8 poison damage with basic fortitude save DC 25 to all those in the room. Holding breath does not prevent damage as it acts through the skin. Basic true. Yep, the gas does 3d8 poison damage with the VT 25 basic fortitude save to all those in the room. Okay. And we'll just clarify here that nothing happens instantly. We'll do it's based on initiative for this particular complex hazard. Maybe we'll change that and move it here in the description. Okay, and now we need some macros for the trap. You can see I've done something here already. So if we look at, I have a tile of poison overlaid so the PCs would not see this vague mist. Let's add the thing here. And return to the macros. Gas trap there. Okay, so let's hope this works. You can hear the gas. Message there, and then as the gas nearly fills up, all this cloud becomes visible. We can switch it off again. So I'll just show you that macro. So the updates array, we create a sound, which I have as part of the scene here. So this is a localized sound rather than just a general sound as in the file somewhere. And oh, that's the sound there, and it's switched off at the moment. That's the background sound of the brazier. And we have text and name of the tile, which is this misty tile there. And I think I created that tile in Dungeon Alchemist, just having a different version, an animated version of the room, just cutting out that section and pasting it on top. So if the tile is hidden, make it visible, create the text message and there, play also a general gas leak sound, and we await, and we have this await new promises to set a delay of 10 seconds, and that will create the tile appearance from hidden true to hidden false after a delay. Oh, sorry, there we update the tile only at the end after that 10-second delay. If not, it's just reversing it, making it hidden true again, resetting it basically, and shutting the sound down. So I've got a loud noise, and then there's a gentle noise there as the gas is still kind of circulating a bit. A little bit of hissing there. Okay, that was that, and then I think we'll have another version of the macro here. In the journal. Getting rid of the macro thing there. Yeah, it's all visible there. Right. Next bit, the brazier. Hiding in the brazier are two tiny but elite cinder rats. I think I'm going to change them, give them different animals, something to do more with burrowing animals and gnomes. So we'll call them we'll make them badgers. Being smaller only seems to concentrate their elemental essence, making them more powerful. If the PC starts the brazier, the cinder rat's stealth DC within the flames is 24. These fire elemental creatures will emerge and attack when the poison gas trap is activated, or when it seems clear the PCs are not going to discharge the trap. And so I should have a note about that, shouldn't I, in the trap? The cinder badgers in the brazier will attack. And what do we have here? Actors again, creatures. And really I should do a special picture for a fiery badger, shouldn't I? I think I will do that just a second. So I have them now, so a second for you, an eternity for me. And we make a token. What have I done? I've changed it rather than duplicated it. So this one, back to the original picture. And a prototype token. Should be the original one. Okay, I think that's done now. So, Cinderat. That works. Cinderat copy. That doesn't work. And the change the token to the oh, it looks like I need to create it again. Right, so change it to the fire badger. And it's an elite one anyway, so let's press elite and tokenizer yet again. And tiny. Right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, immune to poison, and the gas is smoke based, so they are immune to the concealment effect as well. The cinder rats will not move the fire badgers. Will not move into squares containing bookcases, as Nemo has instructed them to avoid burning the books at all costs. Being tiny with zero reach means that PCs are safe in these squares. If there are no reachable enemies, the fire badgers will retreat back inside the brazier. Come on. Searching the bookshelves, bookcases. If the PC search the books in the library, on a DC 10 they find an arcane scroll of acid arrow and one of lightning bolt. Hope they appreciate those handy spells. On a DC 15 they also discover a document stuffed between two nondescript volumes, just protruding between the bindings. And this is the Sorcerer's Writ. Writ of the Order of the Fey Sorcerer's Enclave. Pilo Shimmerstick, that's his real name, Nemo, thou art banned forthwith and forever from the Enclave for lack of any natural talent and for imitating sorcery with foul, illusionary book magic. He's a fraud. He's a mere wizard, not a sorcerer. Scribbles and written insults mar the signatures at the bottom. Okay, that's the end of Nemo's library, and now Nemo's private quarters, finally. You enter a snug chamber, warmed and lit by a brazier in the corner. Let's check that's right. I think we'll just have a candle. Facing you, upon a richly woven carpet, is a desk on which are piled books and papers. Are you alone? We need to add a light. So maybe we're going to have to deal with that blocking light effect. And then we'll change it to a yellowy light. Going to remove it a bit. And then we're going to have to make this not block light. None. Won't block sound either, if that's relevant. Okay, now we return to the light and give it an animation, I think. You can't really change the size, I think. We would just have a flickering light. It looks like a candle there. What I'll do is I'll add in a tile animation and make it tiny. see if we can get smaller than the half thing there. Width 25, height 25. Oh, it does, it really shrinks. Oh no. So what controls that work? Yeah. I don't know. That's it better. Right, we'll have it on that. We'll say it's on there. And we'll change its height to 5. Okay, 6. Alright, none are always visible. Elevation 10. Okay, there we are. And then we'll set the light in the same place. There, sorry, made a meal out of that. That's what to do if you forget to do a light in Dungeon Alchemist, and you have to add it in Foundry. Alright, there's supposed to be a tiny bed there. It doesn't really look like a bed, does it? I think I need to change the background picture just a second. So I've done that now. The handy thing about the system is if you have a background JPG image and you decide to make a change after you're already in Foundry, you can simply change the background and all the walls would be preserved, all the tiles would be preserved, all the tiles for the walls will be preserved. So we've got a bed now, and I changed that wardrobe a bit, and now I actually have a candle there, upon which is the animated tile, and I just have the candle by the desk. A comfortable chair is tucked underneath the desk. I don't think we need to do it. A lone candle by the desk lights the room. A small bed lies against the west wall, with an iron-bound wooden chest at its foot. Oh no, we've got no chest. We'll just make it a visible tile, shall we? Next to the bed against the far wall is a fancy wooden wardrobe. Right. If Nemo should be in his bedroom. Be invisible. He will wait in the northwest corner of the room in front of his secret door. And so if the PCs delay until the spells run out, you'll cast Invisibility Cloak, so another invisibility, when they try the real door to his bedroom. When the PCs enter, Nemo is automatically undetected. When a PC approaches within 5 feet, Nemo will cast Resilient Sphere using Silent Spell to trap them there. So I think now is maybe the time when we should do the character, do the actor for Nemo. So we'll create a new actor, Nemo, NPC, and I've done a picture for him. Should be under N for Nemo. Oh, I've got a lot of stuff now, haven't I? And there he is. And we'll add a suitable frame. I think a nice purpley colour. And enlarge him a little bit. And the traits Gnome, humanoid, that'll do. Medium size, small size, unique. Okay, the Nemo. Right, let's do his stats now. Right, he's at level 8. Perception plus 10. Oh, for initiative, I think it's going to be okay. I wonder if it would recognise incredible initiative. These are the sense. He does have. And sensei gnomes can have these extra senses, but won't necessarily do that. I can't edit that, so I think maybe best to default to 12. Player characters, if you put in incredible initiative, it'll automatically adjust it there. Should we just try it? No, it doesn't recognize it. Languages. Common. Gnome-ish. No, but just gnome-ish. Orc-ish. Elven. And dwarven. Skills. Acrobatics. 14. We'll have an Arcana at 14. We'll have a crafting at 14. We'll have a deception at 16. And we'll have a diplomacy at 12. I think he's going to be using the others, so we'll just add in the one that might be relevant, stealth. Plus 16. Excuse me. Right, items. In here. Once again, if we want to animate, you want to edit these items, they should be imported. Or you can just copy an imported version. Plus one striking dagger, braces of armour. It's obviously decided that maybe it's suffered under the OGL. We'll look it up. So braces of armour were outdated in the remaster. You could just put a rune on a explorer's clothing, but there are bands of force, which are slightly over-leveled, but I think they're quite fun. So it's plus 1 resilient basically. I don't think that's going to break the game if they're 6th level and this is a level 8 item. But you can also, as a reflex, if a creature critically misses you with a melee strike, you can shove it back using an athletics check, which is quite interesting, and it's nice for casters who often don't have interesting reactions. So that's that, and what else does he have? Scroll. No, they don't have individual scrolls. Right, lock. The spell lock. Right there. What level is that? Level 1. Scroll of first rank spell. Scroll of lock, and then he's got create water. That's a level 1. Scroll of create water. Create food. I think that's first level as well. Got to create food. Invisibility. It's the second level. Okay, it's a third level item because it's a second rank spell. Moderate potion of moderate healing. A little bit of healing. Healing potion, moderate. Okay. And then what else does he have? His strength is -1. His dex is 4. His con is 3. His intelligence is 4. Wisdom 0, charisma 2. And hit points 80. Armor class 25. Fortitude 13, reflex 16, will 13. He's a chameleon gnome, +2 stealth, can adjust to surroundings. A long-winded read. He's got conceal spell and silence spell. And he's got illusion sense. Which is a +1. Perception check or will save versus illusion. Automatic chance to disbelieve. He's got lengthy diversion. What am I doing here? Oh. What have I... Oh dear. Back to that. Add a passive. Slippery secrets. Convincing illusion. Target passes a perception check to disbelieve. Make a deception check versus target perception DC to make them believe it's still. So it's not a counter check. And it's a reaction. Which is what he was doing when he cast that illusion on him running out of the chair. So he gets to make, if the PCs make a perception check to disbelieve it, then he gets a deception check. I think I had a will save, but yeah, let's keep it will save. His speed is 30, very speedy for a gnome. Melee. Yeah, he's really going to get into melee. Dagger. Oh, why don't we just create one from our inventory? Generate attack. And then we'll see what happened. Right, and we're going to change this. Only 15. So he's 8th level. So if he was trained, that would be plus 10, and then his dex would be 14 plus 14. Yeah, it's too high, isn't it? So we're giving it plus 15 because it's magic. And we'll just give him 2d4 minus 1. Now his arcane spells. So prepared, arcane, intelligence, default, create. So it's done it for 8th level, 4th rank. So the DC is 26 and his attack is plus 16. Monsters often don't follow that rule where it's 10 difference, do they? But he will. and his highest level, 4th rank Phantasmal Killer, which I'm sure has got a new name. I've still got Phantasmal Killer there. Here, give him 4. Oh well, I'm being kind. Maybe he's done some funny arcane spell blending. So, Phantasmal Killer. And then we have a Confusion. Let's do it here. That doesn't work, that caused confusion. Let's do it here. So that's a sort of spell book there. Put it in the spell book and put it there. And then he's got Resilient Sphere. Oh. I'm going to have to have a look at that. Maybe they got rid of that spell. Okay, it's now called Containment. It's got 2 of those, which we'll explain in a minute. 3rd level Haste. How many of those does he have? I give him 3 of those for now. And I've got Cozy Cabin, which I definitely need. Oh, don't tell me there's no Cozy Cabin. There's a Cozy Cabin. Hypnotic Pattern. Vibrant Pattern. Oh, that's too powerful. That's not the one. I'm going to look it up here. I personally think he doesn't need it, so I'm just going to reduce it to 2. And then we've got Heaped Metal. Yep, we still got that. Mirror Image. Illusory Creature, we definitely need that. And we'll have Charm. And I think we'll have Illusory Object. the cantrips. Daze. Ghost sound, which is Figment. Shield. And telekinetic projectile. Right, this is spells. School spells, invisibility cloak. Let's see. So I think we need to add focus. An invisibility cloak. And warped terrain. Okay, that's him done. Let's do his tactics. Do this Nemo alerted. Nemo's combat tactics. Give it another line there. But then this should still be there. And I've just done a little note there. Cast a charm. Fire badger. So this fire badger is an illusion, but the piece is probably going to like me believe it because there have already been two. I think we'll do confusion first. That's his tactics there. So the resilient spheres, it blocks creatures moving through the square. So it not only traps a creature in the square, it blocks someone behind from getting at Nemo. So he in a 10-foot wide room, he can create 2 resilient spheres and block. He could block those 2 squares and cause a bit of frustration. If sorely pressed, Nemo will cast an illusory object of a stone wall that rises from the floor to the ceiling on 2 sides of his 5-foot square. He uses his reaction to prevent disbelief. Behind this wall, he will open the secret door, cast haste on himself, drink his potion of moderate healing, cast warp terrain on the tunnel beyond the secret door, leave through the door, and close it again. PCs may think that Nemo has disappeared when the illusion fades after Nemo closes the secret door. They discover the button that opens the door on a DC 23 perception check, and the means to open it are now obvious. The secret door at the other end of the tunnel is obvious. Is obvious to find and open, as is the door from the other side. As is this door from the other side. Nemo will head through the mines to the underwater stream and attempt to escape by river, either in a boat or in an empty oil barrel, a la Hobbit dwarves. He will head south through the forest, using his cozy cabin, lock and create food scrolls to rest up for the night in comfort. For dramatic effect, you may decide to leave clues so that the PCs catch up with Nemo in his cabin. For example, they may discover spilled oil from a barrel smeared towards the underground river, but no barrel. Capture a terrified toadfolk who fled the PC's carnage and hung around the underground river exit, and find out where Nemo headed. Or capture orcs about to rendezvous in the cave near the river exit. They may then stumble across the magic-radiating cozy cabin, looking incongruous in the forest. That's Nemo done. And then searching the room. Upon the desk are a number of opened letters. On top is a letter that looks unfinished in small, fussy handwriting. Nemo's handwriting. Master Tigris, I beg your indulgence on the matters you raised in your kind letter. Read it in this one here. I am beset with difficulties. First, there is the threat of investigation by Baron Inquisitus. I can't exactly just abduct a whole town. Already I believe that there is an irritating group of adventuring types, digging up rumours and poking around where they are not wanted. Pesky kids. Nevertheless, I am sure we should easily deal with that novice group. But then there is the matter of another party who has made himself known, a factor we did not account for. He is an undead being, possibly a survivor of that ancient beastfolk enemy, the Thessalonian cult of Sloth, and he claims Grimbone as his domain. I am sorry, I am not worthy, but I fear him. He threatens me in the darkness, preying on my mind, and I can no longer concentrate. Everywhere I turn I feel the presence of the cursed cult, spirits coming through walls possessing my bullfolk, roaming ghouls terrorizing and infecting the townsfolk before I can get them into the mines. I pray that you will be able to send me much needed aid in this time of ... Under this is an opened letter that appears hastily to have been stuffed back into the envelope. The letter is somewhat creased, as if perused many times or handled roughly. The writing is in a strong, assured hand. No. This is introducing Tigris. It will appear later on. My dear Nemo, or whatever you are calling yourself at the moment, I have received a number of disappointing reports. Production is 50% down that which is required. We need more funds, and immediately. Do you expect my army to fight with tooth and claw, with nothing but their own hides for protection? My own tusks are aching at the thought, dear sorcerer, and I'm sure you don't want that, do you? I require not your childish pranks. I have heard enough of illusion-covered raiders, dressed like devils, and your disposing of one or two of my distant cousins by calling themselves boar-folk, and then pretending you are able to polymorph them into piglets. Just get the whole lot of those pitiful townsfolk working down the mines, and never mind the subtleties. Warmest regards, T. Also on the desk is a large, rather crudely fashioned but complex-looking key. This key opens the east double doors in Nemo's antechamber. The chest is unlocked. Nemo did not have a chance to secure his valuables. Inside is a shark-tooth charm. Blah, 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 blah. Right, let's do this chest. Did I say iron chest? I think I did. Another one of the... Right. And what do we have in there? 245 gold pieces. No coppers. Shark tooth charm. Yeah, a seashell, 10 silver pieces. Let's see if it's there. I'm just going to create an item. We'll duplicate this. Where did it duplicate to? Oh, there. Huh. Should we change it to 10 gold pieces to be generous? Make it more of an effort to reward our effort. Bulk negligible. For a medium person, right? Okay, and we'll change the picture. Let's just use a potato. It could be a seashell. And what else? Extended deteriorating dust. I don't know. I'll leave you to explore and research what that is. And a wand of hopeless night. The second level one. Okay, that's that. And we said that we were going to keep it visible. We might have to there might be problems with PCs interacting with it otherwise. Well, the GM can decide. If it's getting in the way, they can just make it invisible like that. In fact, it might entice them to get close and then he'll attack them. Yeah. Good idea. The dresser contains an assortment of wizardly robes, all of gnome or halfling size and very grand and garish. They're not of particularly good quality. One item radiates magic and stands out for being a nondescript grey. After investigating it, the cloak seems to be a clandestine cloak, but it is in fact a poisonous cloak. Type 1 is level 6. Type 2 is level 10. And the level 6 one. Let's do this and make it unidentified. Import it. And we'd unidentified. Maybe that's a clue. Okay, make it identified. Oh no. The cloak seems to be, well, let's make it identified. We'll change the name. And then the GP can have fun with that. Take away the cursed trait. And that's Nemo done, his escape, his treasures, and next it'll be the haunted areas, changing the tone of the adventure. But often where you might find the PCs wanting to, maybe using that escape tunnel to rest, and then they might want to explore that unopened area beyond, when they discover that really they ought to be facing off against the master of Grimbone, otherwise Grimbone's still in danger. But certainly they can be coming back and having a nice celebration for all the prisoners who were rescued, and we'll talk about that next time. Okay, thanks very much for your attention, and bye.